Who here has ever been on a road trip before? And not like a 6-hour, I am visiting my aunt in Indianapolis type of road trip, but like a honest to God, multi-day, multi-state road trip. Okay, yeah, there it is, all right. It's the kind of road trip that in your own head, you have a picture and a vision of what you're gonna see and experience, and that vision for you looks a lot like this in the very beginning. Wide open spaces, picturesque van life, and full of colors and awesome places. Perfect Instagrammable moments. But a little bit later on, as you start, like 10 days in or so, things start to look a little bit more like this. You doing absolutely nothing while your friends passively aggressively plan the entire trip. Or, like I said, 10 days of living in a vehicle and it's basically just stuff everywhere. There's no possible way of finding your toothbrush anywhere. So I'd like to share with you a quote from the Stokecast. The Stokecast is a podcast that interviews entrepreneurs, outdoor industry professionals, and movers and groovers. The host, Jonathan Ronzio, states that social media is like comparing your insides to everybody else's outsides. I mean, how could you not? Especially when you're a 21-year-old kid sitting in a marketing class, getting lectured at by your professor while you're staring at another photograph of somebody else who's 21 years old sitting in Panama after they just base jumped out of a plane. How could you not compare yourself to that? Now, there's a common misconception that everything we see online is photoshopped. Now, in some cases, that's absolutely true. But the majority of the time, people just aren't sharing with you the entire story. So, the first 4 photographs that I shared with you came right off my social media profiles. And then the next 3 that I shared with you were photos that I took, but chose never to share with anybody, because I believe that social media is a curated gallery of our best selves. An example of that comes from me personally here. This image was taken in Moab, Utah. It's of my friend, high off the ground in true hero fashion. But this is what was actually going on just a few hours earlier. We had just driven about 11 hours through the night from the coast of Ventura, California to Moab, Utah. And we ended up spending the night in a Marriott hotel parking lot because we're poor. It was 13 degrees that night, but I assure you, 3 best friends cuddling in a minivan kept it nice and toasty. Now, if you need further proof that people are curating their social media feeds, take a look at the existence of this company here. Read that for me really quick. This company is based out of Moscow, Russia. And it allows you to rent a private jet, not to fly around on, but to sit on the tarmac and take photographs in. So you too can fake your very own Instagram lifestyle. All right, I want you guys to be really honest with me for a second. Who here has ever deleted a photo off of their social media just because it didn't get the amount of likes that you wanted? Come on, there's gotta be more than, yeah, okay, let's see it. Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of it. It's because we're all self-conscious. And there's a common misconception that the amount of likes and followers that you have means something. But I wanna let you in on a little secret. It doesn't actually mean anything. But it feels like it does, because every like and comment we receive is a tiny hit of dopamine. You guys know what dopamine is? I'm sure you've heard the little Facebook videos about it. Dopamine is that feel-good chemical. It's the chemical reaction you feel when you eat a piece of cake or do something fun with your friends. The connections we end up making on social media oftentimes can bridge the gap between real-life relationships. And I assure you, whatever weird thing you guys like to do, there's definitely an online community who wants to do it with you. So this brings me to my second point here. Social media is a friend maker. Who we spend our time with has a massive amount of influence on who we are as a person. Have you guys ever heard the saying that we're the sum total of the 5 people that we hang out with? You guys ever heard that, maybe? The people we surround ourselves with basically control a lot of the things that you end up doing with your time. If you hang out with people who are more into fitness, you're more likely to be into fitness. But if you hang out with people that are negative and lazy, you're much more likely to adopt that exact same mindset. So naturally, when I was a college freshman, walking into Northern, I was looking for a place to fit as well. And that's exactly what I found. I found a group of incredibly diverse, creative individuals. These people pushed me and my creativity in ways that I never thought was even possible. Now, have you guys ever experienced that time where you've been like stalking somebody on social media, not stalking, lurking on social media, I guess is a better term, and you happen upon somebody's Instagram account and you like follow them, and then you spend a long time, and then you get the chance to meet them in real life, and you're like, do I have a connection with you? Or like, do you know me? Do I know you? Hi, I'm Scott, I follow you on Instagram, I'm sorry. It's super awkward, it's happened to everybody, but it's definitely happened to me too. Which brings me to the story about how I met this girl here. A few of you may know her. Her name is Sam Osnich. She recently graduated from Northern. And when I was a little high schooler, I was looking for people at Northern to follow on their social media accounts. I was looking for people that looked like they were having fun, always out with their friends, and I stumbled right upon her. Sam O pretty much embodied everything that I wanted to be a part of at Northern. So naturally, when I was driving around Presque Isle and I saw somebody slacklining, you guys know what slacklining is? It's a tightrope, basically, you walk across two trees. I jumped out of my car to go and meet her. And we had one of those incredibly awkward encounters, where I was like, hey, I follow you on Instagram. And she made that very first encounter incredibly easy for me. She was authentic and real, and she basically welcomed me into the outdoor community here. Sam O was the person who she was online. She was the exact same. And that's because social media isn't about creating an online persona. It's about meeting new people, networking, and being your authentic self. And that brings me to my third point. Social media is a career builder. Now, beside me are a list of clients, publications, and features that I've had over the past 4 years. This list of names has given me the confidence to call myself a professional photographer. And when you think of professional, you think of somebody who has a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot of weight behind the word professional. And for me, this is what professional looks like. A professional is someone who acts like a dinosaur while they're on set. And a professional is someone who likes to lay around, just have some fun. And a professional is someone who always personally tests their lighting gear before they do anything else in the world. Now, as you can see, the word professional goes pretty much hand in hand with the word positivity and passion for me. And when you're passionate about what you do, people can visibly see that, and they want to be a part of it. Kendra Cherry of Forbes magazine says that positive thinking is about approaching life's challenges with a positive outlook. It's about seeing the best in a bad situation. It's about seeing the best in other people. And it's about viewing yourself and your abilities in a positive light. It's incredibly easy to be negative on social media, especially because we can hide behind that tiny little screen in our pockets. But when you are authentic and you put your best foot forward and you show who you truly are, people notice that. That client list that I showed you earlier, I developed numerous of those relationships from social media. So the moral of this is that social media isn't a bad thing. When used appropriately, it can show you the path to a community that you never even knew you wanted to be a part of. Or it can give you a platform to tell your story. So next time you see yourself comparing your life to an Insta-famous celebrity, take a step back and understand that what you are seeing is being portrayed that way just like it would be in an art gallery, and that they definitely are not telling you the whole story. Thank you.